It's me, Lovdev Barpega. It's episode 3 of a crazy little thing called Lovdev. Hello, welcome to episode 3. Thanks for downloading. I've made it to episode 3. 3 is also one of my lucky numbers, and it's also in my gamer tag on my Xbox. Lovdev3, all lowercase if you want to add me up. The only game I ever play is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. It's the only game you're only going to see me on. So yeah, if you want to add me on that. Anyway, how's everyone's week been? It's the 25th of September 2019. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days. I've done a couple of gigs. I was gigging in Staffordshire, a place called Church Eaton. It was a little village town hall, cricket club, all locals. It was nice, really nice gig. Really enjoyed it. A lot of the older generation there, obviously. They can afford that end. I was also gigging in Tamworth for a guy named Steve Devey. Place at Cafe 12, I believe. Do you know what? I always get the number wrong. I put it down as Cafe 43 on my Facebook. Got there, it was Cafe 8. So I've just said 12:43 and 8. That's been dyslexic for you. Anyway, what's been going on in the comedy world? Man, I'm with the comedy scene, but I'm not really into it. Like, I'll always hear something that I don't even know, you know? It's like I'm a ghost of the comedy scene. Like, I've heard, people getting into relationships. I'm like, what? Really? They're together? Oh, okay. And then you hear they've split up. Oh, they've split up. All right. That's all right. Yeah, but I heard a story the other day. Right. Now, if comics are listening to this, they'll know what I'm on about. But the general public will have no clue. But I don't want to mention any names. I'm not that type of person. But the story really wowed me. Now, what the story is, there's this new comic who's on the scene. He's pretty good. I like him, you know. Had a lot of respect for this guy. I liked his style. I thought he could get really far. What happened was there's a big comic, a really big comic, TV comic. Everyone knows him. He's great. It's a fantastic act and he's a lovely guy. Really nice guy. So this new comic, he was doing so well. He put up on his Facebook that he's opening for this big act. And I was like, wow. Now, I would love to open for this act. Your first impression is, now this guy must be doing really well. For a big TV comic to say, come on, you can open for me. So it turns out, right, I was chatting to a couple of comics and they were telling me about this story. They were like, yeah, did you know that so-and-so, how he got the gig? And I was like, no. So basically, he went up to this TV comic and he said, if you give me a spot, if you let me open for you, I'll get you a bag of weed. I was like, what? So, yep, he did the gig because he gave another comic a bag of weed. That is absolutely crazy. That is mad. That's the maddest thing I've ever heard. That's like me saying to a comic, I tell you what, I'll give you a free taxi ride, to all your gigs if you let me open for you. I'll tell you what, even better, I'll get my mom to make the baddest curry you've ever had in your life. And I'll throw in a couple of naans if you let me tour with you. I'll be your roadie. I'll go everywhere. I'll fly on the plane with you. Absolutely madness. But this comic's getting a lot of stick now on Facebook because of money issues and stuff like that. I think he owes Axe money. So yeah, it's pretty shocking, man. Episode 3. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, forget that. I don't like to get involved in them kind of stories, but it just still plays on my mind. Maybe there's two sides to the story. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. Being Asian, yeah. Like, obviously, you all know I'm Indian, right? Punjabi. The only thing about being Asian is, we're hairy. We get a lot of hair on our face, on our body. So, obviously, we have to deal with it. Luckily for me, my missus, right, Sheila, spoke about her on the second episode. She's a beautician. I'm lucky in that sense because she can do certain things for me. Like threading. Whoa. Have you ever had your eyebrows threaded? Oh my god, it's the most painful thing ever. Like, man, it's so painful. It feels like, especially when you get it on your cheeks, because I get little hair on the top of my cheeks, just below my eyelids. It's really fun. You can't really see it, but if close up, I can see it. Anyway, she'll thread all around there, and when she gets to the top of that cheek, oh, it's painful. It feels like someone's slapping your face with a belt, with a mini tiny little, like a borrower's belt. It's painful. So while I was getting done, having tears down my eyes, crying, I was like, man, they should bring this into prison. Because, like, imagine the torture you could do with this. Because you won't leave no scars. You know what I mean? You don't get cuts. It's just, do not commit that crime again, or you'll get your eyebrows threaded. At least when all the criminals come out, they'll all be looking good and decent, and probably get a job. Also, I remembered, this kind of brought back a memory. Like, it's to do with eyebrows, not threading. But I remember, like, when I was at school, secondary school, first year I think it was, and there used to be this lad. Now, I remember he came into school one day. He looked really weird. And everyone was like, what's happened to your fat? Like, we couldn't figure out why he looked so different, but he just looked different. And it was baffling all of us for ages. And we just kept looking at him going, there's something wrong with your face, man. It don't look right. It don't look normal. And then he confessed. He said, it's my eyebrows. I ain't got no eyebrows. So what happened to your eyebrows? His sister done a prank on him, and she shaved both of his eyebrows. Oh man, it was so funny. I can't believe his sister did that, man. He must have done something bad for his sister to get him back. Oh man, I tell you, it was funny, innit? Anyway, I'm also gigging tonight in London. Going to London tonight. Angel Comedy in Islington. It's only a 5-minute spot. 5 minutes. I'm going all the way down to London, catching a train, getting on the tube, and then I've got to come all the way back for 5 minutes of material. I think you have to do these things to be seen. I've done Angel Comedy once, and it was so much fun. I got a little bit tipsy, but I was like having so much fun. At the same time, Narcos. I don't know if you've seen Narcos. It's about Pablo Escobar and other drug dealers, cartels. That came out, and I was really into it. And then I remember a couple of, I don't even know what race they were. They could have been Spanish. They could have been Italian. I just started going, yo, Chico, man. Yo, Ratabaca, man. I started doing all this Mexican accent, going, yo, Pablo, you want to mess with me? Huh? You're a Chico. But they were joining in. They were like coming back. I can't even do it properly because he had to be there. But I remember it being hilarious. And I remember all the comics saying, man, that's one of the most funniest things I've ever watched. So that's Angel Comedy tonight. Don't like talking about comedy all the time, especially when you're out with comics and you do car shares and it's always talking about gigs. It does my head in. So if you're a comedian, let's try and avoid talking about what gigs we're doing and who should we be performing for. I just want a normal conversation. Let's talk about something else. Anything. Yeah. Don't want to know about your set. Don't tell me which joke's working and, you know. Episode 3 has been a bit debatable today, I think. I'm just a bit excited. I've got loads of other stuff I want to talk about, but you know what? We'll save that for episode 4, maybe. Maybe 5, 6, who knows? Innit? This has been episode 3 of a crazy little thing called Lovdev. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Bit bizarre. I don't care. Share it, download it, tell your friends, subscribe. I'm on all the platforms now. Apple, Spotify, Google, some other ones. Buzzsprout, that's the main one. Check it out. Alright, take care. I'll speak to you guys soon.